Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about garbage collection in Java. So in the last videos, you have seen the basic concepts of memory management, then the concept of heap and stack memories, and some other concepts associated with memory management like heap and stack. Now, as we have learned all those concepts, now here, this is the time for um, learning a new concept, garbage collection in Java. So, what is garbage collector first? The garbage collector is a program that manages memory automatically, wherein deallocation of objects is handled by Java rather than the programmer. So, in the Java programming language, dynamic allocation of objects is basically achieved using new operator. An object once created uses some memory, and the memory remains allocated till there are references for the use of the object. When there are no references left for an object, then it is assumed to be no longer needed, and the memory occupied by the object can be reclaimed. And there is no explicit need to destroy an object, as Java handles the deallocation automatically. So the technique that accomplishes the whole thing that I just explained now, um, to the reclamation of the object when it's not needed further, that is known as garbage collection. So programs that do not deallocate memory can eventually crash when there is no memory left in the system to allocate. So these programs are said to have memory leaks. So if any at any point of time, if you're closely interacting with any application or using any application and getting or coming across any sort of memory leak problem, so it is directly linked to or associated with the garbage collection, and there is some error condition is there that you need to clear. The garbage collection in Java always happens automatically during the lifetime of the program, eliminating the need to deallocate memory and thereby avoiding memory leaks. So here, the example that I'm going to show you here, for this we are using one reference um, count. So what is this reference count? Let me first explain it. So in order to determine which allocated objects the program is currently using at the runtime, the JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine, keeps a count which object are currently in use, and that is called as a reference count. So reference count of all reference variables which are currently referring to an object, that is our reference count. So if reference count is 0 at certain point of time, then object is considered as unreachable object. So what does it mean? It means it's eligible for garbage collection now. That means what? If the reference count actually keeps track of whatever objects are now currently running. So when one object becomes unreachable, that means it now it's the case for reclamation of the object, that it needs to be removed. We don't need it further. So that is the case where you need to do the garbage collection. And if you are having a garbage collection on track, then no variables in the program may refer to the object further. The Java virtual machine marks all the unreachable object, and deallocation occurs the next time the JVM invokes the garbage collector. So how? Let me explain it to you through an example here. I'm just trying to execute, just starting the activity. So to my end and my other end, two integer type of reference type of variables are initialized in the stack because they are reference type variable, not the object. So that is why we are assigning them to the stack with their values in the appropriate locations. Now, new object, my int is created with so this is the integer object which is keeping the value 10, whereas the address of 10, that is 9400, is to be stored in the my int. So my int here is a reference variable which is storing a reference of another one integer object which is stored in heap. So the 10 goes to heap as an integer object, whereas the my its address will go to my int on the stack. Now next, my other int is now assigned with my int value, that is the same value is copied over it. Next, my int okay, I just missed one thing, let me explain it again. So two variables with null value assigned, initialized, then my int is to be assigned with the reference. So as a new object has been created through this statement here, that is why the reference count that I just explained you here, the reference count, that is the object my int is now in use, and the value is 10, so the reference count will be incremented by 1, which becomes 1 now, and it was initially 0. Now going to next step, my other end is supposed to have the value assigned to from my int, that is 9400. Again, my int assigned to null now. Then next, here my other int is also assigned to null. So now we don't need um, the two objects right now. So the my other int is assigned with null. So integer objects reference count, its job has been done, the work has been completed. So that's why it's no longer in use right now. That's why the reference count will be decremented again from 1 to 0. And this indicates that the reference variable currently refers to an object. So when an object reference becomes 0 like this, the JVM says that, or it points that the object is ready for deallocation and it can be garbage collected. Okay, or it can be removed. So this is your concept of garbage collection. Any objects which has been already created and their use has been successfully established or done, and when we no longer further need it, so there is one essential operation to be done which is called as garbage collection in order to remove some type of errors such as memory leaks. Okay, so that is our garbage collection.